Hey, how's it going? It's the 6th homework assignment for Pirple NodeJS masterclass. In this assignment, I was supposed to modify the first homework assignment, which was the RESTful Hello API, and I was supposed to make it to utilize the cluster and the operating system modules. So my app would use different worker threads. So let's see how it works. I started the app, and you can see that it prints out the same message 8 times. So that means that the 8 threads are listening to my 2 ports. Let's go to Postman and make a request. I'm going to make a request to my port 300 to the hello route. So you can see I get the OK status 200, and I get the message back. So back to the console, I'm not going to kill the app, and I'm going to run it again, this time with the cluster debugging messages. So you can see when the application started, it forked 8 threads. You can see messages over here. Then you can see a small table containing information about the CPUs. I got 8 of them. Then you can see the module and the speed for each of them. And afterwards, you can also see the debugging message about worker thread number 1 is now connected to port 3000. And you can see that this similar message is right below here. A worker thread number 1 is now connected to port 3001. And this continues for all of the threads in different order each time the applications run. So now let's go to the code and see how it works in there. So my main file is the index.js file. I also added a helpers file, which contains only one function. The rest of the application didn't change, so I'm not going to cover that. So in my index.js first, I got my dependencies and then the container for my functions. I only got one function in it. So in here, first I'm binding to event on cluster, which is called listening. And when the cluster starts to listen, then I'm going to print out the debug message. A worker thread of this ID is now connected to port, and there I got the port over here. This is the message you see in the console. Afterwards, I'm checking if the current thread is the master thread. If so, then I want to fork the worker threads. So first, I'm fetching the information about CPUs using the operating system module, and then I'm looping through that array, and I'm forking a worker thread for each of the CPUs. And then I'm sending a debug message to the console saying thread with ID, and here goes my ID, was forked. And afterwards, when I'm still on the master thread, I'm printing out a small table about the CPUs using this helper method. So let's go to the helpers and see this method. So first, again, fetching the information about CPUs. Now I'm creating an empty string. If the CPUs is not an empty array, now I'm going to iterate through that array. At first, I'm adding a header to my table. Then I'm adding a line for each of the CPUs saying which model it is and what the speed of the CPU is, and I'm ending my table with that footer. So back to index.js. After the table is printed out, I'm off the master thread, and then I'm done. If there's not a master thread, if there's a worker thread, then I'm going to start the server. So as you've seen, I got 8 CPUs on this machine, so this particular line was invoked 8 times. So that's it for me. Thank you.